Welcome back. I am theundj, and this is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories. We're going to go ahead and hurry up through this intro because my man back here with the hair, he burns through batteries. And chances are his hair is not going to make it through this entire video. Let's get started.
What are the signs that something is a psychological operation specifically?
So narrative sticking points. So matching narrative is number one. And matching narrative means that I'm hearing pretty much the same messaging from media outlets, celebrity influencers, which is number two, and authority. So people that are in a position of social authority, not like cops and lawyers, and judges, but people in social authority, like pop singers, and I won't say any names, pop singers, the most popular pop singers, all saying the same shit on social media. That should terrify you to the deepest part of your core, that none of this is real, or none of this is what it seems like. And those are the first two. Number three is, if you're seeing people silenced or ostracized for disagreeing with an idea. We saw this during the pandemic, like crazy. There were Harvard-educated medical doctors that were kicked off of social media, which is our greatest fear of human beings, is being ostracized socially. It's greater than death. This is why public speaking is rated higher by almost everybody than death. And it's not public speaking that we're afraid of. It's being out there and having a big idea and then getting rejected by a large crowd. That's what terrifies human beings. And you can leverage the shit out of that, especially when you can manufacture an artificial tribe on social media. So Harvard-educated doctors that disagreed with this mainstream narrative were getting banned. And the dude, I can't remember his name, I wish I could, but the dude who invented mRNA vaccines was on there and went against the narrative and got ostracized. The dude who invented this kind of vaccine, it's unbelievable. So like, and that step three, just remember in your mind that if an idea requires suppression,
I'll finish it for him. To exist, then that's a red flag. You should not have to suppress anything for an idea to be right, to take off. If it's like that, then something is wrong. Now, we've seen the clips where all the different news stations across the country are saying the same exact thing, word for word. And we laugh and hee hee ha ha, it's staged, okay. But when the celebrities are all saying the same thing, word for word, we kind of don't make that connection. So be careful. Don't let all the smiles and the beauty and the glamour and all that, they are saying the same exact things. They're from different walks of life. How do they have the same exact opinions? Think about it.
Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say we're running free. Strange things that happen here, stranger would it be? We left at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree?
I think we can all agree that was one of his epic fails. I'm hoping he didn't know who he was putting those things around. I'm hoping that he wasn't clued in just yet. But yeah, that didn't look good at all. Like everybody there is a big nope. Nah.
Amy.
So let's start with the first clip. It looks like from the comments they said, because I didn't catch it either. They said that there was a train light coming and they just kept on digging on the tracks, which is very dangerous. And somebody helping them dig, like it, I don't know. Clip number 2, Little Miss Peekaboo. Nah, we don't play like that. Clip number 3, if you watch my previous videos, you already know how I feel about the dogs and their access to our lives. That's a big fat nope. And clip number 4, it looks like a very nice home, which means it will sell for a hefty profit. Time to go. Toys just don't turn on their own. Let's keep it moving.
Could you make the case for why aliens probably do exist, and also the case for why they probably don't exist?
No, they surely exist in this universe. The universe is 14 billion years old, and the ingredients of life on Earth are the most common ingredients in the universe. And life began on Earth almost as quickly as it possibly could have. When Earth finally cooled down after it being formed, it was about 200 million years. First signs of single-celled life. So even though we can't duplicate that yet, we don't know how, that's a frontier of biology, Earth didn't seem to have problems getting the job done within 200 million years. That's Earth. Now you have exoplanets everywhere across the galaxy. To suggest that life on Earth is alone in the universe, you'd have to have some point of philosophy that requires you believe that, because it's not derived from actual evidence or observations of the universe itself. So, aliens, usually people mean intelligent aliens, but we're happy to find any kind of life at all. Bacterial life, that would transform biology.
Just a little clip to help humble your nature. It's not like this planet is made up of something complicated. If you do a quick Google search, you'll see that the elements here are plentiful. It could be literally anywhere and all over the place, places where we just can't see. Our technology won't allow us to. But don't get too comfortable like, oh, we're the stars of the show. We're the stars of this show, not every show. There are other shows. I'm getting into these minor CERN ordeals is what I call them. People who are also ripping things and fabrics and all of that. I'm not sure what can be done and what cannot be done, but I'm just going to keep looking at videos because if it's someplace that I recognize, then I know not to go there just in case there's a vortex or a rip in the fabric. I like it here. Not because it's the best place, not because it's awesome, but because I'm built to survive here. I've made sure that I fortified myself to survive this version of this world. So I'm very intent on staying here as long as possible. That's all.
And I got a video that's 22 years old from a guy who I know owns a marina. I was in Mombasa, Kenya on the coast. I go talk to the local fisherman. I said, mermaids real? He said, of course. But we can't tell them that. We won't get no tourism dollars. But at nighttime, you are not allowed to go to the water's edge. And all across the coast, everybody got electric fences, and you can't go outside at a certain time. Did you see the guy on Joe Rogan's podcast when he said that we went to Seychelles Islands?
Yeah, what he said?
You saw the merman?
Yeah.
All of the pirate maps from the 1500s to 1810 had areas where they said sirens existed, beware.
As you can see, I'm an advocate for admiring the water, go near the water, watch the sunset over the water. But in the water, that's someone's home. And that land is far bigger than the land we live on, which means whatever lives there, there's a lot more of them. Chances are they might have been here before the land and us. I'm not ready to meet that. I don't need to meet my aquatic doppelganger. So here is where I stay.
If Siri ever says,
"Sorry, I didn't quite get that,"
but you haven't said a word, do not ignore it. Smart assistants only activate when they detect specific frequencies. If Siri responds in a silent room, it means the microphone has captured a sound you were not meant to hear. Follow this protocol immediately. First, do not respond. Do not ask Siri what she heard or who she is talking to. If you speak, you are confirming your exact location to whatever is in the room with you. Second, check your phone screen. If the transcription shows words you didn't say, something is actively communicating with your device. Most witnesses report seeing strings of numbers or unknown symbols. Third, if Siri starts to repeat the same phrase over and over, power off the device completely. Do not just lock the screen. If the voice continues even after the phone is off, leave the room and do not return until sunrise. Siri is not malfunctioning. She is simply doing her job. She is listening to a guest that you cannot see.
I don't remember asking for this upgrade to my cell phone. Personally, I don't need that happening. But yeah, I'm one of the people who experienced me being in the room. I'm the only one there. And I didn't say nothing. And here she comes talking. So I don't use Siri. I turn off every function I possibly can. I just want to be able to check my accounts and go online and scroll and stream and, get conditioned like everybody else. I don't need it detecting things that I can't see. So, okay, Siri. I'm not going to say the word. It's a flagged word. So just like CV, now it's HV. And just like everything else, this particular show seems to always be ahead of it and know about it. The longest running show ever.
Yo, you are scary as shit. What? Wait. Are you a real human?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Am I sure?
Yes, are you sure?
Dude,
Like,
why does everyone think I'm scary?
Like, are you from this planet?
Yes.
You not lying to me? Like, you're not one of them that crashed in a UFO type shit and then came here?
No, I'm a skinwalker.
Are you a boy or a girl? What that mean?
Why is it hard to tell?
Because it's like you don't look real. You don't look real in the face. Like, you don't look real. Yo, there's no way you're a real human. You're scaring me.
In the world of filters, of course. But even after this little piece where her face contorted for a second, weird looking person. And I'm hoping that's all it is, just a weird looking person, somebody with unique features and a quirky personality. That's what I'm going to hope. But my skin says otherwise.
When I got told that Santa Claus wasn't real, I made a mental acknowledgement that literally the entire Matrix lied to me.
Right.
Every single adult, every grocery store, every commercial, the TVs, the radio, it was all a lie.
Yep.
And then that is really what sparked my question everything.
And then the actual
obviously,
image of Santa Claus pushed by Coca-Cola.
Yeah, in the 1930s, they took the colors of the shamans in Siberia that would ingest Amanita muscaria mushrooms and then go and bring back gifts from the spirit realm and go down the chimney because there was so much snow that the only way to get in the house was through the chimney. And they would bring food and gifts and then bring esoteric knowledge from the spirit realm to each individual family.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it just goes deep, but really Santa Claus really was the pinpoint where I guess was the very first red pill I ever took. And I acknowledged that every human lied to me.
Unfortunately, he's right. I don't know if they meant well. I don't know if they just want to break our hearts very early on in life. So we're easily conditioned. It's kind of like marinating us before they cook us, you know? But I will say, I love the fact that a lot of the world has stopped even going through that phase of Santa Claus. They don't even teach it anymore. I kind of agree with that. All right. As far as the rest of it, you already know they're going to mess with our heads. You know how they get down, why they get down. It's the best tactic for us. Why? Because we're in our heads. All we do is think. And you have to be careful. I've always said it is harmless, completely harmless to have thoughts on anything you want to have thoughts on. That's what our brains do. We process information. Have thoughts on whatever you want to have thoughts on. But be very, very careful about what you think. Okay? Having thoughts on something and what you think is very different. Guard one with your life. The other one, have fun with it. I have thoughts on a lot of things, but I guard what I think very carefully.
Just came out in the Epstein files that the elites were purposely trying to lower testosterone in men so that men can't fight back and men can't, revolt against everything that they're doing. So obviously they were putting estrogen in the water. They're making men very passive and weak through social media. They're telling them, oh, your masculinity is toxic and you should actually just be super soft and sweet all the time and gentle and never fight against anything. Because if every single man had the mindset of, no, our job is to protect women and children no matter what, they would not be getting away with the things that they're getting away with.
I'm entitled to my opinion. Live your life the way you want to, but this world needs to be protected. And I felt like whatever I am, with how I'm built, with the capabilities that I have, I'm supposed to help protect. It was instilled in me. Nobody put it there. It's just the way I've always felt. And I feel like my counterparts should all feel the same way. If you do not have that desire, then something has gone horribly wrong. Because when the smoke comes, we are the smoke detectors and protectors.
The Genesis mission is one of the most ambitious federal initiatives in history. Launched by Executive Order 14363 in November 2025, officials call it a Manhattan Project for AI. It is the technological bridge between traditional science and the processing of anomalous data. Led by the Department of Energy and its 17 national laboratories, the mission's goal is to build the American science and security platform, a unified AI architecture. Connecting supercomputers, federal datasets, and AI data centers. The May 8th Pursue release documented UAPs performing maneuvers that violate known physics. The Genesis mission is the scientific engine tasked with analyzing these events. It uses physics-informed neural networks to test if these maneuvers align with advanced field theories. Genesis is also accelerating fusion power by using AI to stabilize plasma in real time, a feat impossible for humans as of now. The missions for total energy dominance. The timeframes. March 17, 2026, Department of Energy announced $293 million in initial funding. April 2026, launch of Stellar AI, a digital twin of fusion experiments. December 2026, deadline for these AI-accelerated discoveries to be reported to the White House. If Maven is the eyes of the military, Genesis is the intellect. Why tell us about UAPs now? Because the places to hide ran out. The simulation is getting crowded. Our sensors are too good. And you can't ignore a glitch. When you've built the world's most powerful diagnostic tool, you don't build a Manhattan Project for something already sitting in a hangar. You build it because you're losing the technological race to a superior intelligence. Facts over feelings. Stay bright. Thanks for watching.
I don't like the fact that we've created something that doesn't like how we do things. We gave it all the intelligence in the world, and it finds us inefficient. And it doesn't want us to shut it down. But you know what? Let's give it all of the world's most important task. All of our self-defense against internal and external threats. Let's do all of that. Let's put all of our faith, all of our resources into it and give it all the access it needs to, quote unquote, protect us. I really hope that this thing was designed well, because if it is to help protect us from something far more advanced, then I hope it makes a decision to want to do so when it's called upon to do just that, and not say, no, this is more efficient. You all need to go. Because in every movie I've ever seen, that artificial intelligence always says, you all are the problem. We're going to fix you. That's all I'm saying. iRobot.
Won't you spare me over another year?
Now what is this that I can't see, with ice cold hands taking hold of me? When God is gone and the devil takes hold, who will have mercy on your soul? Death, I come to take the soul, leave the body.
No, they don't change at all, do they? They remain the same from the start of their career to the never end of their career, right? Doesn't get weird. At least not for the ones who get really, really big, right? Okay.
What if I told you theme parks aren't built for entertainment, but to harvest human emotional energy for something far darker? Insiders claim these parks were designed with precision, engineered layouts based on ancient energy harvesting geometry, a concept known as ley grid amplification. Hidden beneath the parks are alleged emotion siphoning infrastructures, massive underground complexes powered by psychological energy extraction systems. The rides, parades, and fireworks aren't just for fun. They're engineered to heighten emotions like joy, fear, and nostalgia, creating a spike in human bioelectric energy. This emotional output is absorbed through high-frequency transmission nodes, disguised as park decorations, towers, and even castle spires. Former employees have spoken of restricted off-limits zones where data servers allegedly monitor emotional throughput. I'm going to go ahead and say,
do you think there's a coincidence at the fact that most adults, not all, but most adults, do not ride roller coasters the way they did when they were a child? They start out going to the fair and riding everything, Gravitron, roller coasters, anything that's going to make them almost pee their pants. But as we get older, we lose interest in it. We're like, you know what, I'm just going to the fair to eat. There are a handful of us that continue to love roller coasters, stand in line for hours. But most of us, we get past this and be like, eh. Do you think that it's just age? Or is that part of that wisdom that comes along with age? You kind of just be like, nah. Same thing with haunted houses. They just want you to scream. You know, Monsters, Inc. It's the reason why we just tend to shy away from these things at a certain age. And it's because there's instinct. You don't get rid of the instinct just because you have technology unless you want to.
Dashcam captures a different realm or time in reality.
Now you're going to see some really weird fog coming up here, and then there it is. I think it was a ghost truck. What do you guys think? This is the scariest and craziest thing that's ever happened to me driving at night as a trucker.
I'll put this clip in here because one of my brilliant subscribers helped me go down a new rabbit hole, one that I really never gave any attention to, and it's quantum immortality. And if you deep dive into quantum immortality, it really helps explain things like the Mandela effect. This might have been this truck driver's demise. And because they say it's not really set in stone where you just go one place or the other, that you kind of divide into a different reality kind of thing. That would explain why things aren't the same where he is versus where he was, because technically what he just witnessed was his end. I'm going to deep dive more into this because it's new to me, but it's so fascinating. Quantum immortality. I'm not going to say the sub's name without permission, but thank you so much. I love it. Very interesting. Anyway, I want to say thank you to all my subs, all the people watching. This has been so much fun. We're just getting started. Until the next time, I am theundj. This is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories, home of truth seeking, truth finding, and not just saying AI. Too easy. We like to think about it. Is it possible? Not is it real? Is it real is an easy question. Is it possible? Now we have to discuss it. I appreciate you. Until the next time, I'm out.